Acoustic phonetics, the study of sound waves made by human vocal organs for communication. So when we speak, we manipulate the air coming from the lungs, and this is the study of the acoustic phonetics, especially when it gets out of the mouth and travels from the speaker's mouth to the listener's ear. So phoneticians depict and analyze sound waves using machines and computer programs. Previously they would use spectrogram, but now they have computers and other programs. With the help of these machines, they can understand the sound waves mechanism which takes place between the speaker and the listener. Speech consists of variation in air pressure that results from physical disturbance of air molecules caused by the flow of air out of the lungs. So when we speak and throw the air out from the oral cavity, so it disturbs the air around us, and the molecules in the airs forms different shapes, and as a result they turn into sound waves. This airflow makes the air molecule alternately crowd together and move apart, oscillate, creating increase and decrease respectively in the air pressure. So the gathering and disintegration of these molecules creates different sounds and different pressures, and they form different wavelength of the air. The resulting sound waves transmit these changes in pressure from speaker to hearer. So the resulting sounds, the sound that is produced on the wavelength, so these and the changes that takes place in the air actually makes sounds which are understandable to the speaker, to the listener. It's a picture of the wavelength, so you can look at the amplitude and time and the cycles involved in the sound waves. So sound waves can be described in terms of physical properties such as cycle, period, frequency and amplitude. So when we discuss a wavelength, we discuss all these aspects. How many cycles it has, what is the duration and the frequency of the cycles, and obviously the height, the amplitude of the cycles. So a cycle is a sequence of one increase and one decrease in air pressure. So as you have seen in the wavelength, so each wave in the length is a cycle. Once it has gone up and then it has come down, so it has thus made a cycle. A period is the amount of time expressed in seconds or milliseconds that one cycle takes. So the duration of one cycle is the period. How many cycles are there in a wavelength? So we can calculate in terms of time. So how much time it has taken in producing one cycle. So we can calculate or measure the duration of the cycles or the complete wavelength. Frequency is number of cycles in 1 second. How many times cycles have taken place or have been produced in a certain duration, like seconds. So we discuss or express these cycles in terms of the number in frequency through hertz. So amplitude refers to the magnitude of vibration. How many times, how long the cycles are, magnitude of vibration, how many vibrations are there. With larger vibration, with larger cycles resulting in greater peaks of pressure, greater amplitude, which usually result in an increase in perceived loudness. So the more amplitude, the more loudness. So unlike pure tones, which rarely occur in the environment, speech sounds are complex waves with combination of different frequency and amplitude. So actually the phonetician involved in acoustic phonetics seeks help from physics, and he discusses the human speech sound with the help of terminology used in physics. So he discusses the wavelength of the human speech sound. He discusses cycles, how many cycles it has taken place, the length of the cycles, its duration, its frequency, and its amplitude. So the phonetician involved in discussing acoustic phonetics discusses all these things, and thus tries to understand the properties, the physical properties of human speech sound.